The third one includes the stamen, and I'm gonna point them out over here so that you know what I'm talking about. So, and the petals, I mean, the sepals are these right here, and you can see the labeling, right? That's the first whorl. That's the one at the very bottom. Then the one on top of that are called the petals, and that's these parts right here. Then we have the stamen, which is this. This one has four stamen in it, on it, and those are the male reproductive parts. Okay, and then it has the last whorl, which is the pistil, and that one is the female reproductive part, and it's this area right here, and it has three components. And I'll show you another picture of this in a little bit. Okay, so that's the parts of the flower. Okay, now there's two types of flowers. There's some that are called complete flowers, which have both male and female reproductive parts, and there's some that are called incomplete flowers, which only have either the male or the female reproductive parts. Okay, you should have one of these pictures with you in your notebook. If you don't, please come by. I'll give you a picture or draw it in your notebook. Okay, but the main thing from this picture is that you need to label the female reproductive parts and the male reproductive parts. Okay, the male reproductive parts are called, or both of them together are the stamen. The stamen is composed of the anther, which is right here, and the anther is responsible for producing all the pollen of the flower, and then the filament, which is what holds the anther in its place. Okay, that's the male reproductive part. Now, the female reproductive part includes the stigma, which is where the pollen lands. All right, so again, the pollen lands here on the stigma, and then it travels down to the ovary, right? And it goes through the style, which is this area right here, and it lands on the ovary where it fertilizes the flower. Eventually, as the flower is reproducing, or the plant is reproducing, the ovary, okay, this area right here actually becomes the fruit of the flower, or of this the fruit that an apple, right? The ovary is actually the apple. So you're eating the ovary of a plant when you're eating an apple. Inside that apple, there's seeds, and that's what the ovules that are located in here become. So the ovules become the seeds, the ovary becomes the fruit. Okay, now I'm going to show you some pictures of the lab that we did in class so that you can get familiarized with what you're looking at. This is the stigma. This is how the stigma is, and if you look at it closely, you can see a little bit of pollen that's stuck to it. Okay, it looks like it's been dipped in honey, and then if some of that pollen touches it, then it stays on the stigma. This is the female reproductive part. This is pollen that's being magnified. Okay, it's a lot of little pollen. Each one of those little circles is a one pollen. Okay, that's what goes up your nose when you if you're allergic, it goes up your nose and you start sneezing. Okay, these are called the ovules. So this structure right here, actually, this right here is the ovary. These are the ovules. Okay, so those ovules become the seeds. This thing right here becomes the fruit, okay, that we eat. And again, all these structures, we looked at them in lab, so you should have drawings of this. This is the anther, and that's pollen that's stuck to the anther. Okay, all those little bitty things that are attached to that. Okay, all those are individual pollen grains. Okay, so this is one anther with a lot of pollen on there. So make sure you're able to you look at your pictures that you drew in class, and you have them labeled, and you're able to identify them. Okay, if you need any other help, or you're not understanding some of the material, please come by tutoring, or and let me know. Send me a message through Edmodo, and I'll try to clarify any questions you have.